Hey everybody, James here for L2P and SPL. Sorry about the big bright light. Today we are looking over Midas Pro2c and all of the cool functionalities that Midas has given us with this. So here we go. I'll start out by kind of just doing a quick overview of the control surface. Let me scroll back. Here we've got a bank of 8 faders. That are pageable through the 56 input channels and the 8 effects returns. Down here you've got a scroll button that would scroll the banks of 8, button for mute state, a button for solo, as well as a meter to indicate input. These kind of overexpose on the camera, but we can see some of these, that these have a label, say what they are, and then also a indication of the state of pan. This area that says assignable controls, depending on the function that you're on in the screen up here, these will control certain parameters of certain things. Off to the middle here we've got a group of 8 VCAs. Here again, mute, state, and solo for all of the VCAs. Up here this row is a thing that Midas has given us called pop groups, and we'll go over those a little bit later. Here we've got 6 different mute groups, and again some scroll functions here. If you're in this section, you can actually hit this extend button and it will extend these faders to be no longer the VCAs, but the next bank of 8 faders based on where your first bank of 8 faders are. Here we've got slot for USB storage to export your show files, some buttons for automation, the different scenes to rock back and forth between your next scene, your previous scene, so on and so forth. Left, right, and master bus here, but those are not dedicated. Those can be assigned to be different things at some point. Monitor fader, then the ability to switch between monitor A, monitor B, some metering for what's in the monitor section, and then as we cruise up, a global tap function, headphone out that you can have either be for monitor A or monitor B, typical solo clear, section, solo in place, oscillator functions, talkback mic, levels of talkback, oscillator, and then the talk buttons, which would either assign the talkback mic to the oscillator to the applicable bus when engaged. Here we've got some metering for the aux and matrix section. Console is equipped with 16 auxes and 8 matrices, but if you put the console in monitor mode, Midas lets us use the matrices just like the same discrete buses that an aux is. So theoretically we could get 24 auxes out of this console. Then this next section here, this strip, is going to be send level to the buses. Here's a scroll by 8, which would either make these sends to 1 through 8, sends to 9 through 16, or sends to matrices 1 through 8. And then depending on your page, you've also got whether that particular selected input is on to the mix in pre or in post. Cruise up here, we've got a mute state for direct output if you're assigning direct outputs, different parameters that you can safe from automation, typical gain settings or gain area, gain knob, high and low pass filters, and your polarity, phantom power, and then to assign the talkback or the oscillator to the selected input or output there. Here's some controls that are shared between the comp and the gate. An on switch that indicates whether the comp or the gate is on. Here you've got an indication lit up is comp. Down here lit up would be, these would be controls for gate. Controls for sidechain, if you wanted to sidechain some other internal effect or route an external effect along with the onboard dynamics there. Parametric EQ, you've got a 4-band parry on the inputs, 6-band parry on the outputs. You see we do only have one section of knobs. These arrows here would indicate a going between the low, mid, high, mid, and high, which I believe Midas calls bass, low, mid, high, mid, and treble, the way that they have it labeled. Then down here, typical routing to the master section, pan, sending to the mono fader, stereo bus, and then the spatial imaging that Midas is famous for. And then this here will be either the contribution of said channel to the mono bus or the stage of the spatial imaging, if you're opting for the spatial imaging as opposed to the mono bus.